All right, so how prevalent is the use of demassification for Nyy'xai? How does the natural state approachability of Nyy'xai relate to demassification? How does demassification for Nyy'xai relate to production value? How does this influence the environment they occupy? What kind of personal exchanges can Nyy'xai demassification be effective at? So Nyy'xai, they have Ni as their source power, and so they're always using demassification in some form or another. It's always on. It's always something that they're doing, and they do it also in relationships as well. It's related to their natural state approachability because Nyy'xai are very approachable and they're very easy to create casual conversation with, and that's really that leads to a lot of great little nuggets that they're able to then gather from those interactions, which then, as they gather more and more and more, they lead up to more greater insights and more, deeper meanings that they are able to then extract or get from those little tiny nuggets that then add up to all that. Uh, how does demassification for Nyy'xai relate to production value? Well, Nyy'xai are very good at being able to, you know, do little favors for other people, and at the same time, because they're doing those little favors, they're also other people are then doing little favors for them in return, as sort of like to keep that sort of balance, and that leads to a lot of production value being done because if someone is doing something for you that you may not necessarily have an easy time doing, and you at the same time you're doing something for them that they don't have an easy time doing, you're able to get a lot more work done if you're able to then sort of just like switch up between like the jobs that you're trying to do and save each other a lot of time. If you were trying to do it alone, you would not be able to get as much work done in as much reasonable time. Whereas if you're able to then, you know, give certain jobs or certain kinds of work to certain people that are like have an easier time doing something, then that would obviously make a lot more sense because they're able to then work in that area a lot more efficiently as compared to you. So if you this can be two people or this can be like a group of people, several different people, and so if everyone is doing that all the time, then you can just imagine just how much production value is being made. It leads to a lot of productivity overall. This relates to the environment that they occupy and how it influences it, because if people are constantly doing these little tiny favors for each other and helping each other out, that naturally leads to a lot of goodwill. And that goodwill creates a lot of positive energy going all around all the time, and it makes the environment very fun, makes the environment very engaging, and it makes it a lot more friendly and all of that sort of great stuff that is necessary for any sort of like group to become a really really tight group that is able to like do their best, given that they're able to have that kind of camaraderie and like really goodwill amongst each other. What kind of personal exchanges can Nyy'xai demassification be effective at? This relates to all kinds of different kinds of relationships and exchanges. This can be familial, where you're dealing with your family. This can be more like a campaign as well, or it could just be sort of something like you working with your coworkers. Like an example that I kind of like just recently experienced was there was this one person who is I'm new at this one place I'm working at, and she came over, and so I don't know anybody there, and I've met everyone except this one person. She comes in one day, and I don't know her and we never met, but she offers everyone that she talks to, all the other coworkers, like, oh, I'm gonna go to this restaurant. Do you want me to get you guys anything? And I was kind of like, that seemed kind of interesting. That seemed really cool. And she asked her friend coworkers, and then she asked me, the new guy, right? And I'm like, okay, I don't need anything, but thank you for asking, kind of thing, right? And so I thought that was really cool, and that leads into like how, like, I don't know what her mojo is. I only had a second to even see what she looked like and what her energy and what she was doing, but that really seemed like a really cool thing that I think like a Ni Alpha would probably do, which is create that kind of like intermingling kind of connection with another person, and then that leads to then like so much more camaraderie, and then getting to know you and the other people, and creates that kind of community that is really cool and necessary for any sort of uh, anything, any kind of group project or anything like that to be taken to a really high levels. So yeah.